Right. Next up, we have Isham Arafas from Meritt Protocol. You've been put up, or you want?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Can you guys hear me? Yes. Just try this. I'll show you some. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, Patrick, for hosting us. Very excited to be part of the Crypto Investor Show and to be in this nice building as well. So I think Patrick touched on a very important point earlier, is why we interested into crypto today, why we're interested into blockchain. I mean, there has been a lot of hype around Bitcoin. Now it's been a few years, Ethereum over the last year and a half, 2 years. And so far, really, we are yet to see like a use case, you know, a real-life application of this crypto. I mean, Bitcoin do act as a currency, you know, as a borderless currency, digital currency. Ethereum came up with the innovation of smart contracts. So smart contracts, smart money, you can program the value and program how the value moves around. And this is great. But today we are yet to give a good example as to how the blockchain, outside of being a currency, it could be beneficial to everybody. So Bitcoin, the first use case of a Bitcoin obviously is act as a currency, store value. The first use case of, and by the way, I think someone bought a pizza very early in the days for about, I don't know, 4,000 or 100,000 Bitcoin, so by now it could be quite an expensive pizza. The second use case, I mean, the use case for Ethereum is raising finance. Why people do use Ethereum blockchain? Primarily today, to do an ICO, to issue token, to raise funding. And that was the first large-scale use case of the blockchain and of the Ethereum blockchain in particular. So we at Meritt, we're really working hard to provide actually, to use the blockchain technology and the tokens as something that could be useful, not just to traders, but actually to community, projects, and small businesses. Because the beauty of the blockchain is it actually provides you with a whole back office. You know, transaction, you don't need an accountant. Storing, you don't need storage. Traceability. So there's a lot of benefits that could actually, anyone could leverage to their own benefits. So, and this is what we do at Meritt. We're leveraging the blockchain, and we provide a token issuance platform for anyone of any level to actually issue their own tokens. And when I say tokens, I don't necessarily mean a coin or a crypto. I mean more like a contract. I have the authority to issue a contract. Each of you guys have the authority to issue a contract. And this contract could be, you know, for very different purpose. So we're going to go through a few examples as to what is the real life use case of tokens and specifically of the advanced token that you could issue on the blockchain. For me, I mentioned contract because this is really the core of what we offer in terms of value. Is like we offer the ability for anyone to write a contract on the blockchain in form of a cryptographic token. So this is what we say, you contract your blockchain token, and the first use case would be for community and peer-to-peer financing and tokenization. So with Meritt, anyone can easily create and distribute a unique digital asset or token by themselves, according to their need, whether to issue a token for a community to vote on and finance a project, issue a loan to get finance, or issue a token to trade services directly with peers. So again, the main motto of the blockchain, middleman, we remove the middleman and we minimize the fees. So maybe I just want to go through 4 examples here today with you guys. So with the Meritt protocol, you know, a vendor, a merchant can create and distribute its own token as a voucher for discounts. Or maybe a cinema box office can create its cinema ticket token. We don't need to go online, buy a ticket, or go on the box office, buy a paper ticket. You can actually just go on the marketplace, buy a token access, and access the facilities. You know, and what we offer here at Meritt is very much it's a tool for businesses to use. They do not need to ask anyone permission, and this is very important. We are not a centralized entity. We are providing a tool for anyone to use according to their need. We are not involved. Nobody needs to ask anyone's permission. Obviously, the flip side of it is you need to make sure you comply with the local regulation. So for the second example, a trusted community can create its own token and sell them to members to fund a wind turbine that would benefit the entire community. I mean, this is what I would call a service token for decentralized communities. But we can think of, for example, a residence of a block of flats. They buy the community token, which is represented by the resident of the resident community, and these residents, through this token, they could vote, for example, because the issuer has attached voting right to the token. He could also attach dividend right if the project, if there's any residual profit out of the project left at the end of the year. So we can think of the community of residents voting, well, first buy the token to support the community, and finance the project. So, for traceability. We use the immutability characteristic of the blockchain. And this for everyone to see and audit by themselves. So the voter can see, yeah, their vote has been respected, and yes, the proceeds have been used as per vote. And if there is a profit by the year end and there is a dividend right attached to the token, through the token on their wallet, they can receive their part of the profit, okay? So that's the second example. Another, maybe we do one last example, is more like a financial contract. I mean, we can say contract, but obviously blockchain is very relevant for financial contract when there are payments involved. Where it gets interesting is you have both ways, payment that could go both ways, from the issuer to the community of token holder, but also from the token holder to the issuer at a point of time when they buy the token. So an individual can request a loan with his trusted network by simply creating and selling his loan token to his communities, friends, and family. So that would be a loan token. So I think we do believe, I think we are yet to see the true potential of the blockchain. I think really we are very much like in the very, very early days of the blockchain, like we were in the early days of the internet. So when the internet came up, like small businesses were doing just like, they were just having a website to show their product, for example. And it took about 10 years for actually small businesses and companies and even individuals to actually realize the true potential of the internet and use it throughout the chain of value creation from the beginning, not just as a, as a place where they can show their product. They actually now, the company use the internet to actually produce in a better way their product. So in the same way, we believe the blockchain here is very early, and we see a future whereby there will be millions of tokens. I think there's about 2,000 cryptocurrency today, which I call as well token. But with Meritt, we offer a platform for people to actually create advanced token. You can have voting right attached to your token. You can have payment right, dividend right, for example, or repayment right in the context of a loan token. Voting right. Maybe a government wants to issue a citizen token. I mean, this is a bit of an extravagant example, but it's very much possible. The UK can issue a UK citizen token distributed to each citizen, and citizen can actually vote through that medium. And what the beauty is here is it's transparent. Nobody can change the result. People can actually see for what it is. So again, immutability, traceability, transparency. So we do believe at Meritt there is a need for a tool. Now the problem, there is a need for a tool to actually create these millions of tokens. And we don't believe it should be down to a big company to actually do this. It should be down to the individual to create like the token they need for their use. It should be down to the communities to create the token they need for their own use. And this is where we see a potential for millions of tokens. The need for a tool to service this and to create this advanced token. So this is where we believe, we at Meritt, we want to seize that opportunity and provide this tool for small businesses and individuals. So what problem we're solving? It's very simple. Today, if you want to create a token, you need to be a developer, and you need to spend about 4 or 5 months working on it. And you may not come up with the best result. The alternative is you have funding, and you pay a team of developers. So either way, you have to ask someone or pay someone. So now what with Meritt what for is a tool that you can use by yourself, and you actually decide which functionality makes sense for you. You don't need to ask anyone permission. In addition to this, we provide a creation tool, and we also assist onto the distribution in a sense that we're trying to give 2 distribution channels for people creating or for businesses creating a token, a social network, a distribution channel, or a marketplace channel. So I'll go into more detail later on these 2. So now it's all good and great, but how do you create your token, and how Meritt has been able to actually provide this tool for anyone to use? So I think the first characteristic is the Meritt protocol is an asset class agnostic protocol. We're not here to decide what you do. If you promise, if you issue a contract with a promise of a repayment, this is very much like a loan contract, okay? But if you maybe attach voting right and the promise of repayment depending on future profits, that's going to be an equity-like instrument. But we're not here to tell you what to do. You choose, the communities, the individual, choose what terms they want to write on the blockchain, okay? So by writing these terms on the blockchain, they become executable by in an automated fashion by smart contracts. And if, say, for example, a non-contract doesn't get repaid as per contract, then that will create an event of default that will be also auditable, and that will also impact the reputation of the issuer, and so on. So next time, obviously, the issuer issue a token, people can see that he has defaulted previously, so that won't be that the idea is it won't attract as much interest. It's a reputation-based system or a trust-based distribution, okay? So the key terms, as I mentioned, the key terms of your token are like voting right or payment are on the blockchain and executed via smart contracts, so ensuring transparency and trustless execution. The third point is the data. We do not hold data. We are a tool and a protocol. We are like a library of codes. So people, the issuer, the end user, choose how they want to use their data, whether they want to store it on their local mobile phone, on their desktop, or actually maybe they prefer to choose a distributed storage of their choice. The last point is we purely, again, very important, is we decentralized. We're a tool for people to use. So people do not need to ask anyone's permission, and the only fee to pay is to ensure the security of the network. So just to go across quickly the last technical slide, but these are like the token building block. So people can build and deploy on-chain their digital assets or token, okay? So they can choose whether the token can be traded publicly, semi-publicly, or privately, okay? Maybe if I want to issue a family token or a small community token, I don't want anyone to know about it. This is a private matter. Payment to token holder, we talked about it. Maybe if there are dividend right attached to the token or loan repayment right, etc. So payment, I would say, from the issuer back to the community of token holders. Voting or communication right attached. I could well think of I mentioned a voting token, but it could be a newspaper token where a newspaper issue a token for each one of their readers, and this token gives access to a monthly publication, which this could be transmitted on the internet to the blockchain and verified as well on the immutable ledger, okay? Token distribution, I think this is a bit technical, but the issuer can actually choose whether they want to do the distribution manually, or maybe they actually want to have like an automatic vending machine whereby anyone trying to buy their token, they'd have to send their crypto to a distribution contract, and they will receive in exchange in an automated fashion a token issued by the issuer, okay? And again, token terms can be public or private, so depending on how attractive or how public you want your token to be, you may want to disclose a lot or very little, depending on your situation and the purpose of your token. So Meritt protocol, we do have, we are like, for now, we are running on the testnet, on the Rinkeby testnet. So we have a pilot live and up and running that anyone can test, and you guys can actually issue loan token and commit on chain to repayment schedule and say, for example, if you don't repay, I'll be able to see that. That will impact your reputation. Your next issuance will be as well seen as less attractive. So the loan token is one of the most complicated token, and we've chosen this one as a first application of our pilot on the testnet. So to issue token, we do not charge a fee. However, we do ask for people to place a small deposit in form of our own Meritt token, the native token of the protocol. And the purpose of this mechanism is to secure our protocol. So we can run across a number of blockchain. We're exploring RSK Bitcoin to run on top of Bitcoin. It is possible as well that we could run our own blockchain, but we remain, I guess, as mentioned previously, I mean, the space is very dynamic. So our primary focus is to actually deliver a product and a solution that actually works for people who do not know much about blockchain. We try to make to abstract the complexity and bring the blockchain in the background and make sure that people actually realize the benefit and the value of being able to issue your own digital assets. So we are looking for investors. We will be doing our public sale in October, and right now we're seeking a private investor that could support us in the venture. So there's no need to mine the Meritt token yet, but you can join us really early in the process in order to finance the marketing campaign and also to bring the protocol on the mainnet and also develop a suite of dApp. So we are a London-based team. My background is corporate finance. I have some of my team members here. We've been working for more than a decade in corporate finance in London. We also are working with a charity, the Hummingbird Nation, on a real-life application for a charity to be able to issue their own token on the back of donation so that donors can actually trace where their donation is being used for. And also we have coverage in Asia with a Korean team members. We also have, I'd say, a team of 5 developers led by a quantitative finance developer who worked in leading institutions. So this is our roadmap. Maybe we can, and probably I can take some questions to make it. This is a testnet to make it a bit more interactive, and maybe I can take an example. Maybe if someone has an idea of a community or have a question as how the token can be actually used in the real life, I'm more than happy to try to give you another example. Any question? Yeah?
Hello?
Yeah.
Good, there we go.
I can hear you, yes.
Quick question, what blockchain are you on?
For now, we're on the Ethereum blockchain, so we're actually on the Rinkeby testnet right now.
Okay, thanks. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.